Hey, hey, Shalom, Markins, Rakama Kapash from Jim London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bah Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashar Hafadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of JMS, and Shalom out there to the hope for the expression of truth and all sincerity. Back again with another video. And with this video, I just want to point out the hypocrisy of Esau and Esau's media, right? Because on one hand, they'll paint us to be crazy conspiracy theories, and what we say has no weight and no evidence and none, nothing. Basically, it's just theories, right? We come out with a bunch of theories that are just crazy and you know and it can't be believed, right? But when they feel like it, right, they'll quite happily post all over the world, in their papers and on the news channels and everywhere, right? That you know, in this case, Vladimir Putin murdered this guy, his political rival Navalny, right? And I'm not disagreeing that he did, right? Because he probably did, but the fact is you have no actual evidence. You have a bunch of theories, things like motive and things like this. You believe that he would have done this, and so it's okay to push these types of things, these conspiracies, right? Because like I said, there's no actual facts because there's no investigation that has happened yet, or anything like that. He simply died in custody, um, under Putin's regime. That's all we know, innit? That's all you really. That's what people all they really know, right? But obviously, the West has a narrative to push out there, right? And the propaganda machine has to start running, right? Because Putin has to be this monster, as they keep putting it in the news. I was watching this morning that Putin's a monster for supposedly doing in this guy, and like I said, he probably did. I'm not here to argue that, but it's not a fact. I'm not here to argue that fact. It's not a fact as of this moment in time. Right? It's just speculation, right? Which is conspiracy, you know. Or you believe that he, Putin and the KGB, whatever, the FSB or whatever, right, conspired to do away with this man, right? That's a conspiracy because you don't actually know that. Was you in the room? Did you hear that conversation happen? No, right? Because Putin's this guy. He's been known for doing that, so he must have done it. He surely did that. All right, because that's the narrative. And like I said, I don't put it past him. He probably did. Whatever, in it. Got no facts. Doesn't really matter. But because you have to push this narrative, Putin's a monster, and we should care about this guy Navalny for some reason. The way they go on about it on the news, man, is just crazy. Oh, it's devastating. What? I don't even know who this guy is. Why should we be devastated? Who is it? you know, why should we feel so much for these random guys that just disappear? And now it might matter to some of these Russian, guys, people out there, that may relate it to him or within his political party or whatever. But why should we care here in the UK or anywhere else in Europe for that matter? Who is this guy? you know? Oh, Putin's this monster. Yeah, because he's bombing up Gaza right now or something, isn't it? Oh no, he's bombing that Ukraine instead, isn't it? Okay. you know, but yeah, I'm just bringing this out purely just to show the hypocrisy of Esau and the West and people in general. Because most people will believe this narrative and say, yeah, Putin must have did it. He did it. He's a murderer, right? No doubt he's probably murdered many people. but like I said, without the evidence and the facts, you're gonna brand this man, or make this man responsible for this man's death, right? Without the facts. But when we out there on the highways and the byways, right, we're breaking down these scriptures, okay? We're showing you things like, because you'll tell us, oh, we have no evidence, but we're showing you, like, you can't see the evidence because you're not spiritual minded. That's fine, but we supply motive, right? Because that's what you're basing these things on. Oh yeah, Putin's that type of guy because he's done this, that's why in the past. All these things, why he would do that. Oh yeah, he's a rival political party member. He's trying to overthrow Putin, and so he decided because he couldn't beat him politically, he was just gonna do away with him. You get all these motives and stuff like that. That you set up this story. He set up this story that makes it plausible, right? And that's enough. That's enough when you're Esau in the West and the whole media propaganda machine. That's enough. Don't need no hardcore facts. Don't need it. But we need hardcore evidences. We need DNA tests. We need proof that these elites exist in the world, right? And that they're controlling global affairs. We need a whole bunch of evidences, right? Rather than but we, like I said, we deal with information, right? Information that have been brought out in the past, things that they've said, scriptures. Like I said, these so-called white people are Edomites. They have motive because they want the blessing and can't get the blessing. We relay all these things out. Yeah, the fact that we've gone into slavery and this fits this prophecy and the MOTB and this fits this prophecy. We lay out all these things, right? But no, we're just your conspiracy is nuts. You're just crazy. You're crazy people, apparently. Even though there's things there to be seen, but people just like to ignore, right? But like I said, on this side of things, it's completely acceptable, and everybody's like, yeah, 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 Putin did it. Okay, but where's your evidences? Well, he was there and the cameras went off and yeah, but did anyone see it? No, no one saw it. But yeah, the cameras went off and the FSB that were there 2 days before and all this stuff. you know it's just the hypocrisy and the double standards that get applied, right? And at the end of the day, all I'm really trying to say is, man, you might think we're crazy, right? You might think we're crazy, right? But everything that we've been talking about, everything that we've been beginning of our elders and apostles have been speaking about from, beginning of our elders and apostles, and even their elders, right? It has been coming to pass. These things are happening, right? Wars, rumors of wars are ever increasing, right? We've got great conflicts on the earth. We've got great weather disasters on the earth. We've got great uproars of the people, right? And like I said, there is an agenda afoot, right? You got the WF out there doing their thing, talking about you're gonna own nothing and blah 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 and all the disease X stuff and all this stuff, man. Like I said, this is all kind of planned out in the scripture, so it's like we understand why this is happening. We know the way, the direction that these guys, these Edomite elites are moving, right? It's not a conspiracy. It's happening. You just don't understand. You don't see the signals, the flags, the signs, because that's what they are, right? The signs. You don't see it, all right? But you will see it, and this is gonna be the beautiful thing about it. As much as you think we're crazy, you're gonna eventually, you're gonna understand it, and you're gonna see it, man. You're gonna be very distressed by it. All right. Yeah. So this is what's going on here in the UK news right now, and most likely it's probably other I know it's probably going on around America as well, probably in the whole Europe, about how evil and monstrous Putin is because he killed this guy. But all it, all this is speculation at this minute in time. It's what is the most likely probability is what's being shared right now. Right, that's what's going around. The most likely answer is what's going around. Right, that's that Occam's razor. Right, it's most likely that he did it. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. Right, but on the when I was watching news this morning, there was actually pushing it in the newspapers that he did do it. Like that was a fact. But you look at some of these articles here, they'll have question marks next to some of it, right? They killed him. Was Putin's critic Navalny murdered? Question mark. Don't know. No answer. We ain't got the answer yet. Right? Biden blames Putin over Navalny death and it urges US to send business to Ukraine. Okay, good luck with that. So they can go kill more people. Right. Right. So there's question marks and things like that. They don't know why Russia killed Navalny. Right. Observer view on Alexei Navalny's murder. Putin must be shown he can't kill with impunity. Right. But no one's been able to pin that on him yet. So you might be accusing the wrong guy. You don't know. You ain't got the facts. And these all about the facts. You people out there like the facts. Right. Otherwise, it can't be accepted. That's how you come to us. Right. It's how you come to us. Right. But like I said, there's no facts here yet. All right. This will be interesting. Did oh no, Putin kill Yeah. Yeah. That's another one. Never. Let's put these guys in now. Wow. Let's see what the AI fact checker says. What they got up right now. Uh, okay, so is this a fact check? Let's have a look. Fact check. Supposedly. Oh. So they haven't got an official fact check just yet. Oh, okay. Unproven. It's unproven, right? It's unproven. But the West is going mad with it. Yeah, he did it. He did it. He did it. You did it. Right? But it's unproven, right? And that's just the fact. It's unproven, right? So for one hand it works, for the other hand it don't work for guys like us, right? But that's because Esau has been set up as the angel of light, right? We'll do. I don't want that. All right. Let's see here. All right, and everything that comes out of Esau's ass, everyone wants to believe, regardless of whether he's got facts or not. All right, and this is 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14 says, "And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light." He set himself out as to be the front runner of righteousness, right, and truth, right. But he had one casting all the lies, But they act like they're advocates for truth and knowledge and all this kind of stuff, righteousness. But that's all a false facade, right? So no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works, right? So, like I said, they've been set up to be seen as the righteous and the guys with the truth, and because they're so knowledgeable and they got so many people on the job doing this and doing that, and this reporter and this scientist and all this stuff. So innately, people want to believe him because he's in the power and the position of power and authority to be able to find these things out. So you trust that he's able to do it. He is able to. He is able to find out the truth to things. He does know the truth to a lot of things, but what he decides to do with that truth is manipulate it, right, and spread forth disinformation and lies. That's what he does. That's what he decides to do with this knowledge that he has. But people don't understand that. So you get blindsided all the time by his agenda. All right. But on the flip side, now us men of the Lord that are out there on the highest byways that actually do have the truth, they do have an understanding of what's going on in this world and these scriptures and whatever. We're painting that to be crazy and that we don't know what we're doing because we're just guys on the street, shouting and screaming at people, teaching hate and all this stuff. So we can't be trusted. These guys, they don't know what they're talking about. They're lunatics, blah 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 blah. They got a chip on their shoulder. that's how it is, right? But we actually do have the truth, right? And because well, check this now. Right? If you want to reverse the roles a bit, we're like Navalny in this case, right? And Putin is like the West in general. We're going up against him politically. Or we're not politically, spiritually. We're going up against him, bringing out facts and information about this guy that he's a monster. Esau's a monster, and he needs to be done away. We need to get him out of the country. We need to get him out of the world. Just cast him off into the sun, right? Just get him out of here because he's destroying the earth, right? But Putin wants to, the West. They want to silence us. They want to, belittle us and make us look crazy and put us in prisons. This is exactly the same. It's the same dynamic, right? It's those with power and those without power, in it. Those with power get to dictate what is truth. Putin in his own country is a powerful dude, but in terms of the world and the media spectrum of things, he already knows and understands he can't win a propaganda war with the West and America and all these guys because they're in a better position for that, in a more powerful position than that. All right, and so it's the same dynamic. Okay, but yeah, so Satan setting up himself as an angel of light, so therefore he must be believed, right? But that just simply isn't isn't the case, or shouldn't be the case, right? But the majority of people believe in all this bullshit that he comes out with, regardless if this fact or not fact, you know. So therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works, right? So they're going to have to pay for all this bullshit they be doing anyway, all this lying and scheming and all this wickedness, right? Let me get this. Isaiah 32 and verse 6. Right, it says, "For the vile person will speak villainy." He's not nothing but a villain, man. He's a villain in the Most High story, man. He ain't here to be praised or be loved, right? To be saved. No, this villain is going to be killed and destroyed and removed, right? And everybody's going to be happy because the villain has been defeated, just like in any good movie, right? The villain is defeated and everybody's happy. That was a righteous thing that happened. The villain was defeated, you know, and righteousness was done, justice was done. You know, that's all he is. He's just a villain in the Most High story, man, right? And his heart, his mind, right, his thoughts, right, he will work iniquity, right? They do nothing but plan and plot and, you know, to do wickedness on the earth, right? To practice hypocrisy, right? Double standards. He'll tell you can't do this, or but he can do this and you can't do that, you know, or he'll do things that he'll tell you can't do, right? He holds double standards all across the world, man, and people that see it, well, obviously can see it, you know, and more people are waking up to that fact, you know. So to practice hypocrisy and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail, right? And yeah, that time's coming soon too, you know, when famine hits, right, and your only source of you know, sustenance, food, water, medication, and so on, is going to be provided by the government, which is going to require you to have an MLTB. He's going to be in control of that, right? He's gonna empty the soul of the hungry, right? He's gonna drain you people out, man. Okay, he's gonna make you fatigue, right, and make you comply with his crazy demands about being sea-hipped, taking that mark, right? He's gonna wear the people out, man, with all this craziness that he's gonna bring upon the earth. Right. It's Matthew 23 verse 28. It says, "Even so ye also appear right." Sorry. "Even so ye also outwardly appear righteous, right, unto men, but within ye are full of hypocrisy and iniquity." Right. And that's Esau. Like I said, you know, he's put himself out as an angel of light. He's supposed to harbor truth and knowledge, right, and understanding, right? But he don't bring that to the world. Okay, he brings darkness to the world, lies and deceit. You know, that's what he brings to the world. Right, this is why this end times that we're living in is a world full of darkness and lies, man. But we're supposed to just trust, you know, the powers that be, that, you know, these you know, these people that are in charge. How can that be possible when you know that you're living in the end times, right? And this world is supposed to be full of deceit. How can you just ignorantly just believe this man? You should be questioning everything this man says. You should be questioning all his motives. You know. But people are blind, and that's the way the Most High has made it in this time. And the majority of these people on the earth are blind, even though, you know, the scriptures speak about these things in the last days. But, you know, we're supposed to be just, you know, accepting of what the things that are going on in this earth, and that's not the way things are supposed to be. Well, you know, if you're a man of the Lord, at least, right? You're not gonna be, you know, believing in everything and being down with what's going on in this world, all the rhetoric and the false philosophies and the doctrine, you know, the indoctrination that's going on in this planet. You're not meant to be down with that, man. Because all that was going to come in the end time was more and more wickedness, just like it was at the beginning before the flood. Things were becoming increasingly wicked, man. Right? And so you're meant to be like, this ain't right, man. But everybody, the majority of people on the earth, man, they just want to continue with how things are going. They don't want to question Esau about what he's doing and how it's affecting the world. They don't want to question that. They just want to continue. Whatever he says, we'll do. Same way when the MLTB comes, anything he says, we'll do. Because he knows best. Right? And we're just scared little people on the earth, don't know what the fuck we're doing. Got all the opinions in the world, but don't know what the fuck they're doing. So, because we don't know shit, Esau's in power, he knows best. He got the means and whatever. We're just gonna follow him, and that's why you're gonna take the mark. And he knows that. You just gotta put enough pressure on you, man. And the pressure's coming. Pressure's ever increasing. All right, pressure from above, pressure from below, man. He knows how to get you in them vice grips, man. To make you submit yourself, make you tap out, right? So you can tap in, to get your rations, right? Anyway, even so, you also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within you are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. Okay, again, that's Esau to the T, right? It's Joel 15:34. It says here, for the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. They conceive mischief, right? They always put in a scheme. And this means you won't know. We can't know. We can't be in the same meeting rooms that they're in, man. And when they're doing all their talks and all their planning, all their skullduggery, we can't be there. The reporters, the news media, they can't be in there. So you're never gonna know. You're never gonna have the hard facts that they had these conversations, man. That they were planning all these things. You're never gonna have that. Only the angels have got that. All right. But we know from what is going on, the evidences are the things that have happened, the things that have materialized, the course of the world, how it's been going. That is the evidence of the things we've been saying. Because with the things that we've been saying that they've been talking about behind the scenes is what's been developed now. It's what's been in place now, right? All this MOTB stuff is coming. It's coming, right? It's right. It's right here. And you got Elon out there promoting the shit out of it with his whole Neuralink, with the mind, the mind see it, So all that stuff is coming, and the way the world's been going is it's just according to scriptures, man. It's according to prophecy, and this is why we know. It's not because we was in the meeting room, or we snuck into Bohemian Grove like Alex Jones. We weren't there, right? But we know that's what they be doing in these secret places. That's why they have things like Bohemian Grove, Bilderberg meetings, and it's always in a different place, and they're not like people around. They're kept outside the barriers, and they've got security around there. They don't want you to hear. They don't want you to see or be involved. It's not about you. These big power players. They're the ones that these elites. They're the ones that are shaping the future of this kingdom, of this era, this world that we're living in. They're the ones shaping that, not you. You're nothing but a fucking consumer, man, and you'll consume whatever the fuck they give you, and then blame you for consuming it, and then tax shit out you for. These people are fucking drones, man. They don't know what the fuck's going on, man. They're just they're lemmings. That's what they are. Right? The majority of people on this planet are lemmings, just following whatever's going on. Right? They get mad at what Esau wants them to get mad at. They quiet about what Esau wants them to be quiet about. It's just fucking ridiculous. Right? But that's how it is. All right? So for the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. Right? Joel 20:5, it reads here, says that the triumphant, let me read up, verse 4, it says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment, right? So Esau's only got a certain amount of time left, to be able to do all this bullshit that he's been doing, to be spreading these lies, because Most High's got his number, all right, and he's not going to be able to spread any lies anymore ever again, right? He's going to be outed. He's going to be revealed. He's going to be mocked and destroyed, humiliated in front of everybody, man. Right? And nobody ain't going to be listening to Esau ever again about anything. Right? Esau won't even be talking. Right? He won't have nothing to say. Right? And so he can't deceive people no more. Just as it was when he was when the Roman Empire fell. The Western Roman Empire fell, right? He was shut up, man. He wasn't in power no more. He didn't get to dictate to people and tell them anything, right? They were run out. Okay, Jake took power, took control of the empire then, It became the Holy Roman Empire, Eastern Roman Empire, all that kind of stuff, right? It wasn't Esau in control, so he wasn't, he wasn't pushing his philosophies and his doctrine. Jake continued it, yeah, but he wasn't the one propagating it, right? Jake just kind of took the empire and kind of brought it forward, in the guise of Christianity and so on and so forth, right? But it kept a lot of practices and that kind of stuff. But it just wasn't Esau. He was not saying shit. He's gonna return to that, but even worse, because Esau, he gonna be removed from the earth, so you're definitely not gonna hear him, not even a whisper, right? And that's just good for everybody. Okay, so yeah, the triumph of the wicked is but for a moment. So he's only got a little more time in doing all this bullshit, but who he can't deceive is the elect. The elect know what's going down. The elect know this devil very well through the scriptures, right? We know his game. We know how he deals, right? So we can't pull the wool over our eyes, right? Because the Most High blessed us with those eyes and the ears, man. Those spiritual eyes and ears. Okay. This is Proverbs 11 verse 9. It says, "And a hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor," right? And that's what Esau does throughout the whole earth, right? Not that he considers the neighbors, but they're those that are around him, right? And he wants to infect all of them, right? To bring them to destruction, to bring them into subserviency, right? Destroying the minds of the people, man. Okay? So, but through knowledge shall the just be delivered, right? Because we have knowledge, we have actual truth, right? And through our faith, we're gonna be delivered through that understand, that knowledge, okay? The belief in that knowledge, in that truth, okay? Because Esau hasn't got the truth, man. So we ain't gonna believe in him. He hasn't got the truth, He come with lies. When you understand that, when you understand your enemy, when you understand Esau, because that's one of the biggest things. He will try and deny that he's the Edomite. He's the Edomite, man. He'll run away from that forever, just like Cain running, right? Because that's like a big piece of the puzzle. When you understand that's who Esau is, then you know he can do nothing good. You already know he can't do nothing good. And if he's in power, you better question everything he's doing, because he's not here for anybody's good. Esau is the wicked, man, and the Most High hates them, right? And they've been set up to deceive and corrupt the world. When you understand these things, it's pretty easy, man. It should be easy, right? To understand, man. You don't trust this devil, and yet somehow, people are backing him behind, with this and with that for the large majority. But if you knew that and understood that, no one would be with this guy, and that's why it's important for Esau, the so-called white man, to hide who he is. That's why it's been a big thing for him to keep that knowledge, as obscure and abstract as possible, right? And he's under pressure because the men of the Lord out there are revealing that in the world. But then all he can tell you is that, oh yeah, just they're conspiracy theorists and all this kind of stuff. Oh yeah, we're really Japhetic or whatever. You know what I mean? Or the Edomites are the Arabs or some stupidness. They need to throw in as much confusion out there as possible. So they get people, being pulled left and right, don't know what the fuck's going on, don't know what to believe. And it's just confusion. And that's what this world is based upon, confusion. People not actually knowing anything. Thinking that they know things that they don't know. Like they could be, they feel like they're 100% certain that's the truth. And it's not, it's well wrong. It's 100% wrong. But it's just so much confusion because Esau, he runs that interference, man. It's Revelation chapter 12 verse 10 said, "And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, Now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night." Right, so like I said, Esau will paint us with that brush that we're all just crazy, we're violent, with this and with that. The multitude of slanderers, false witnesses, and it's just really done to deter the people, because like I say, he's trying to keep people away from this information. And if he can make us look uncredible, then more people are less likely to hear us or listen to us because we're just crazy. And I can't remember who said that. Might be some comedian or something, right? And he said the worst thing you can do is label someone crazy because you just take it takes them out the whole conversation. They know we really need to listen to them because off the bat they're incoherent, man. They're not worth listening to, and that's what Esau does. He wants people not to listen to us, but the funny thing, the irony is, we don't need everybody to listen to us. We only need the elect. We're not out here to convince everybody. That's not the mission. That ain't the goal. So Esau can do all of that, and it doesn't matter. He could have 99% of the world's population not believe us. It doesn't matter. All we need is the elect. And once the elect is sealed, man, and it's time to go. And your kingdom is going. That is it. So you're really in a futile battle against us in the spirit. You're fighting a battle you can't win. But you're going to try. And that's what you're doing. You're trying. Ever trying. But you're never going to succeed, man. It doesn't matter how good your propaganda game is. How good your lies and deceit is, because the elect are always going to receive the truth. Right? They can't be deceived by your bullshit. Doesn't matter if the whole world can hate us. It doesn't matter as long as the elect are here and sealed it. That's all that matters. That's all it takes. That's all it's going to take. It's a lot of hard work on your side, trying to prevent something that can't be prevented. Works easy for us. This works easy on our side because the Most High is taking care of it. We're just mouthpieces. We're just tools, equipment the Most High uses to for the word to be heard. Right? The Most High does the sealing, man. Yahushua does the sealing. So it's not hard work on our side. We just go out there, we enjoy what we got to enjoy. But the process is really simple, man. It's not elaborate. That these men have got to think of all these different lies and come up with all these different fucking actors and shit. It's long. The men are doing hard work with little dividends. This is and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, Yahushai, and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto the death. Right? Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth he hath but a short time. Again, his time is running out. So he's going to run these propaganda machines and this interference more and more, man, to try and strengthen his cause and to water down ours. But like I said, it's a lot of hard work for Esau, and he's not going to pay off for him. But he got money, he got resources, so he's going to throw it all at us, man. He's going to throw it all out there, for him to achieve his agenda. It just isn't going to work, right? And that's why the scripture speaks about the weak confounding the mighty. This is the battle of David and Goliath, because realistically, there's no way we should be able to come up against Esau in any type of fashion and have any type of victory over him. But Yahushua has already gotten the victory over our enemies, so we've already won. It has to play out. It has to completely manifest itself. This is Psalms 50 and verse 20. It says, let's have a look quickly. I'm starting from verse 16 here, right? It says, but unto the wicked God saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth, right? So part of that whole angel of light appearance image that you like to push, right? You even have the Bible at hand, right? You claim you've founded these nations on Christian values and all this kind of stuff here, which you've dramatically altered and changed and corrupted. But people, because you have that at hand, people trust you because they think you're some good Christian person, right? Because that's what the image that the Christian's supposed to give off. We're just loving people. Christians love everybody, meanwhile, massacring people and whatever. All right, but that's the image the Christians like to push. The whole Ned Flanders love everybody spirit Christian. So you inherently just think they're nice people and that they're trying to do the good for the world and all this kind of business, right? So that Bible that you have, even though you don't listen to it, even though you don't follow it, is important for you to have next to you, because it gives you some sort of validation that you're supposed to be good, because good people believe in the Bible. right? That's what we need to believe, right? So yeah, you had it by your side, but you don't adhere to it, right? So you're gonna be judged according to that now, right? So you claim to follow it, right? So verse 17, seeing thou hatest instruction, you don't like being told what to do. And I've been mentioning Cain a lot because he is the embodiment of that spirit, the rebellious spirit of not listening and doing what he's told to do or what's required of him to do. He wants to do what he wants to do all the time. He doesn't want to listen to nobody. You know, he doesn't listen. He doesn't want to listen to nobody, not even the Most High, right? Rather than correct mistakes that he made, he just like fuck that. I don't care. I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it this way. And so, in true Cain fashion, Esau just runs like that. You know, he doesn't care what the scriptures say, what the laws are. He will make his own laws. You know, and he'll do things how he sees fit. You know, it says, see now hatest instruction and casteth my words behind thee. When thou sawest a thief, then thou contendest with him, and hast been partakers with adulterers. Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thine own mother's son, right? So like I said, you come against the children of Israel, right? Because we're mortal enemies from the womb, right? And we have the blessing that was blessed to us by our Heavenly Father, right? Blessed by a forefather, Isaac, right? That you never got, right? And that still pains you to this day. And you're still, bitching about it, right? Acting wild. Just like Cain was acting wild because the Most High didn't accept his sacrifice, acting wild and decided, oh, I'm gonna kill Abel because he's just mad. You're in that same spirit, right? And so you do what you can to hinder us to receive that blessing, and find a way for you to keep control of the kingdom that you have currently. And as far as you're concerned, the way to do that is to keep us in sin, right? Because the more in sin, in sin that we are, the further we are from the Heavenly Father, right? That's fact. Evidence is all there throughout the scriptures, man. When we're sinning, the Most High ain't with us, man. Right? So if you can keep us there, indefinitely in sin, right, and keep us away from the truth, then you can effectively, theoretically, rule forever. Theoretically, but prophetically, due to the prophecies, that's impossible, right? Because the Most High has raised up a remnant. If Yahushua raised up, the Most High raised up his son Yahushua, right, for the remission of our sins, right? You have no chance in hell to rule forever. You cannot usurp the prophecies. You cannot usurp the Heavenly Father. You can't do none of those things, right? As hard as you may try, even though things stand heavily in your favor, right? There's nothing that you can do to prevent Yahushua returning and saving his elect. There's nothing you can do about that. Nothing you could do about the elect rising up, being full of the Spirit. Nothing you could do about that. Again, the only thing you can do is run interference, man, and that's what what you're going to do. Send curses upon us, man. But there's no enchantment against Jacob. There's nothing you can do, right? All your attempts to have us removed or killed or whatever, bribed, whatever, man, it's gonna fail. The only people that you're gonna be able to get to are those that are not really a part of this, man. And so that was a waste of time, So there's nothing you can do, despite your great status and your great power that you have right now. Okay, you're gonna come out of power. Okay, that's a fact. Okay, a fact that is yet to be manifested, right? But it is happening, and we can see that. Call us crazy, but we see it, and the world knows that. The world can see it. They just don't want to accept that that's what's happening. They obviously think there's going to become some sort of resurgence of power, and where things are going to get better. That's not what we're seeing here. Every kingdom, every empire has its time, and that's what we see. That's the signs that we see. All right. But anyway, back here, it says, thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Okay, as I said, the accusing, the slanderers, crazy, with just animals, with beasts, with violent, with this, with that, and we're just evil people. With black, right? Because black represent evil and darkness, right? We're just a wasted people, right? We're murderers, we're drug dealers, with this, with that, like, and Jake grows up like that, man, just believing these types of things. This is how it's supposed to be, and just act the same way, act like animals, And like I said, if Esau can keep it like that, then the Most High, wouldn't answer us if he keeps us as a nation like that. But that means you'd have to keep every single Israelite on the planet like that, and the Most High is not going to allow that, right? That's why he has his remnant, right? I think that's what I wanted in this. So, yeah. It's Psalms 58 verse 4. Let me just start from the 1. All right, it says, do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. Yea, ye weigh the violence of the earth, of the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Right. So the wicked, they ain't gonna tell you the truth. They know somewhat of the truth. They know a lot of things. Esau knows a lot of things, man. He's searched out many things. So he does have information and facts and knowledge on certain things. But like I said, what he decides to do with that knowledge that he has is manipulate that knowledge to bring forth lies and deceit, to bring forth confusion. Because that's what he's keyed into. All right, that's the source of his power. Okay, one of the sources of his power is deception, right? Manipulation. So their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. And like I said, they don't want to hear all the things that we speak. Okay, and they don't want others to hear it. And so they have to run, these countermeasures, these lies and whatever, to make us look crazy, to make us uncredible, if that's the word. So people don't listen to us, don't follow us, right? Verse 5, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. Right? So you can try to ignore us all you want at the end of the day, but you know that we are a credible threat, and that's why you're making the effort to do this, to do these things, to label us crazy, to taking channels down, and setting all these policies in place, acting it's about one thing, but it's really about another thing, So we're credible enough for you to acknowledge on the low key, without making it a big thing, So which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming them so wisely. Break their teeth, O God, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord, right? And this is what's going to happen to our enemies eventually, right? Because teeth represents power, right? The Esau has all the power. But the time is coming, or it can be seen, we're witnessing the decline of that power, right? And eventually these teeth, this power will be broken. When Yahushua comes, man, Esau's not going to have any power in the face of Yahushua. Okay, they're going to look like little babies, right? Defenseless babies in the face of Yahushua when he comes with the mighty angels, right? So there's going to come a time where his power is going to be broken. Okay, but we can see his power is on the decline. Okay, he's losing grip of his kingdom, right? He's weakening. Just like Rome, they spread themselves too far across the earth, the militaries and whatever. They're involved in too many conflicts. They weren't able to pay their officers enough, and because the resources was getting limited. All these things, all these factors that led to Rome's fall is happening now. The world is not in a very good economic place for the most part, right? And these powers are dwindling. There's wars, like I said, these conflicts, the idea of war with Russia and their allies, China, and all that kind of stuff, the war in the Middle East, all of that, man, is taking its toll on this kingdom, right? Because again, all pursuing to prophecy, and is leading to the destruction of Esau's kingdom. Okay, but there's not going to be none of these nations that are going to step in its place. Okay, because Yahushua is the one that's going to rule at the end of this kingdom. All right. I said we out here telling you all these things, and the judgment's going to come upon this place real soon. Right. But again, these men are just crazy. How is that supposed to happen? Where's the evidence of that? Where's God? Where's Yahweh Shai? Where are the angels and all these things? Oh, America's never going to go down. But where's your evidence for that? That's what I want to know. Where's your evidence in history that can even be possible? There's so much things that people kind of believe in and bank on, but again, it's a faith thing. They believe in that, but there's no evidence to support those things. But we're meant to take your shit serious, like it's true, like it's a fact. But when we out here talking, these things are these scriptures, it's like, oh no, these men are just crazy. It can't be true. Just because you don't want it to be true, don't mean it won't be. But like I said, it just goes to that double standards and that hypocrisy, man, that these people out here exhibit. But we're gonna read about these secret councils, right? These conspiracies, because like I said, this whole Putin Navalny thing, you believe they conspire to do away with that man. So therefore they are guilty, but we don't know this. It's unproven. The fact checker told us, right? The fact checker told me that it's unproven. So we can't make any assumptions, right? We can't make assumptions. We can't accuse a man for doing something we don't know he did. That's how the West, how the Western system is supposed to be, right? Innocent to proven guilty. Only when Esau feels like it, evidently, all right? But we shouldn't make assumptions, right? But yeah, no, these things go on, and like I said, I'm not denying that it happened, or that he did do it. I can't tell you for sure, obviously, but yeah, he probably did. But just like that, they believe that. Well, we know through the Spirit that you man have your secret meetings and your secret, you acting like you don't go around the earth and kill people. Set up coups and all kinds of things, you assassinations. You acting like you don't do those things. When you do, oh, how do you know that? Or how do you know Putin did anything to Navalny? But it's just the track record, it's the MOs, it's the motives, right? You can see that that's what it is. And that's why you have to really have a deep understanding of things that are going on in the earth, man. Have a good understanding of these prophecies, man. And then things start to shape up better. Things fit together better. Understanding becomes more clearer. When you know the motives of the devil. When you know the motives of Esau and what his agendas are, what he's trying to do. What things does he deem important? What things does he desire? What is he coveting? These things. You see a bit better than the average person, or a lot better than the average person. You might not be able to say anything with 100% certainty because, like I said, information that is all over the place, man. You have to take everything with a grain of salt, a pinch of salt, as they say, right? But through the Spirit and through these prophecies, man, you can make a good what's that? You get a good idea of what it could be, right? Because we know it has to, come to an end point somewhere. There has to be it has to be an end point to that. It has to achieve something that's written here in the prophecy. So it has to, that's how we look at it. Okay, like I said, none of us are there in the meeting rooms to tell you that this conversation went on, but we know conversations do go on behind closed doors. That's a fact, and it's happened throughout history, right? And we're going to read it here in the scriptures, right? So Psalm 64 and verse 2, right? It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, right? So there are secret councils. We know there's what do they call them things, man? Like the Skull and Bones, things like these organizations, what they call them, man? Secret societies, right? We know they exist, right? That's publicly known. But what's not publicly known is who might be in them, or what they talk about, right? But a lot of these guys end up being your presidents and your politicians and things like this, things of this nature. Certain important people in corporations and whatever, right? And these are the same guys that get invited to new meetings and Bilderbergs and G20s and things like this, and they're talking about world agenda. They always talk about a new world, right? And, next phase of this, and and they're deciding things based on, for humanity. Because these people are not, these people are not elected or things like that. The WWF is not elected officials by anybody. They're just an organization that's been given power, and so they're telling you what the world's going to look like in the future because they're the ones shaping it to be so. So you can't tell me that these things are not going on, and they'll give you the PG version in the interviews. Before they have their serious meeting. Oh yes, we're gonna discuss how to save the planet and you know reduce CO2s and all this shit, right? You're gonna eat bugs and all this shit, right? To save the planet, right? They give you the PG version, but what it is more sinister, man. They acting like it's gonna be some some just like a simple transition there. Everybody's gonna have to has to choose to do this, and no, it's gonna be forced upon you, right? And you're gonna find it very uncomfortable because they're gonna bring around a whole bunch of scenarios and events in the world that is just gonna push people to the brink. Like I said, it's gonna be uncomfortable, man. You're gonna be dealing with famine and shit, and you can be like scared and panicky because there's violence in the streets and there's war everywhere. It's not gonna be fucking nice. The man are talking about it like it's gonna be like some stroll in the park. Oh, we're gonna get to this place one day, and yeah, we're not gonna drive cars no more. We're gonna have 15-minute cities because it'd be easy for everybody just to work from home and then whatever. just make it sound simple. Yeah, you're gonna have implantable device in your hand. You can open your doors and you can check on your children and all this, get your medical records out with ease and all this stuff. Yes, it sounds cool to a certain degree. It sounds making life sound simpler, and so it's gonna appeal to a lot of people. But the pretense of why you're taking it is gonna be fucking crazy. It's because you're fucking desperate. Because you're fucking scared. Your shit's going wrong, and you know what I mean. But that's the parts that they're hiding from, But they're gonna plan this and plan that and do this and to get you to do that. That's what they hide. How are we actually gonna get there? Okay, but we know how we're gonna get there because it's here in the scriptures, right? But anyway, it says back here, verse 2: hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly they do shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter, right? This is what they be discussing, evil shit, works of wickedness. This is what Esau does, and we've read this, they do nothing but scheme and plot iniquity and wickedness, man. So don't just think that they're having just a nice, casual conversation, Ned Flanders style, and just they're looking to help people. Don't think that's the conversation that they're really having, right? These men in behind the shadow, well, not even so much in the shadows, but in these different places, man, they're not here thinking about your welfare, right? They're out there thinking about how they consolidate power, right, and get everybody marching to their beat, right, where they can have all the resources for themselves, right? They put it in their movies, and you think, no, that's crazy because that's a movie, and you watch too much movies, right? But movies are a chance for the elite to throw things at you, that they want, and again, that's another tactic to make it seem like crazy because it's in a movie played by a bunch of actors. How could it possibly be true? But do you not realize or see that a lot of those movies that you might have watched 10, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, maybe even more, right? That our society is looking more and more like that. It should make you think, man. But people are not good at thinking these days. Another thing, you still don't teach you to think, right? You go to school to do and to obey, right? To teach the status quo. All right, not to critically analyze or think about anything. So they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune or lay in snares privily. They say, "Who shall see them?" Right? Because they do anything under the guise of in darkness, man. You don't see what it is that they're doing. Like that's why it's private. That's why it's secret. You don't see. And if you don't see, you can't have hard evidence. You're never gonna have hard evidence of any of the things that we speak about, or even some of these truthers talk about. And I'm not even saying that everything that they say is true, but there's obviously some things that you should consider more. Let me put it that way. You know, because you're never always going to have the hard evidence to have it. To say 100% certainty that happened or is happening or whatever. All right, it's just not possible. This is they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Right, lots of heavy research and development R&D. Right, it goes into all their plans, man. Heavy. They spend loads of money, man. They fund certain companies, science groups, think tanks, all these things, man. Right, to bring about things that they can use. Right, to fulfill their agenda. So much money that they spend, man. And it seems like, oh yeah, well, he just invested 200 million in some fucking unknown, business or whatever to develop such and such, which sounds like on the face of it is trying to help people, but it's what they call that? What do they call the whole CV thing? Advanced something, changing something into more sinister. I can't remember what they was calling it. Fortune was getting scolded on that. But yeah, it begins to develop something more sinister than what it maybe started out as, because they see the potential in its use cases. So some of these guys, these scientists, and these engineers that work for to bring forth certain things into the world, it's not necessarily the intended plan to use it for that. But they're the ones paying for the research. So then who controls the research? Because if you ain't doing what they want, then they can just stop the research, and you ain't getting paid no more. And your idea never comes to any type of, it doesn't take any type of form, And people can't afford that, man. Fucking times are hard, so they just get on with what the benefactors, the supporters want, you know. Yeah, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Right, so even they they tell them themselves, man. You get these guys that come out of these different organizations, man, and come out. Yeah, they've been doing this for years. you know, they've been poisoning the water and all these types of things. And some of them stay around for a little while to spread that a little bit, because he's even in control of that, the counter information, the arguments and stuff like that, just to cause confusion. But then some of them don't stay around too long, man. You'll find out that the man died of overdose or something. He OD'd on antidepressants or some shit. Some man get taken out the game. So you get times where the information comes out and it falls upon themselves. It reveals what the shit they've been doing. So all men shall fear and shall declare the work of God, for they shall wisely consider his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. This is Psalms 83, and again, this is part of conspiracy, right? Oh, when did this conversation take place? I don't know. But this is what's recorded in the scriptures, right? And based on the things that have happened on the planet concerning the Israelites, right, concerning these different nations, right, there's good weight behind this. There's a good reason to acknowledge this, right? So it says here, verse 2 says, "For lo, thine enemies make a tumult." Who are Israel's enemies? All the nations, all the heathen. Right? Anyone that's not part of Israel is an enemy of Israel, because they've all attacked us and tried to oppress us and steal from us, destroy us, and whatever, right? And you continue to do that today, right? So again, you not become our friends all of a sudden just because the chains have come off us. We're not just suddenly friends, Okay, we're still captives in a land that doesn't belong to us. Doesn't belong to you, but doesn't belong to us. We're not in power, right? We don't get to enforce our own laws. We have no authority or sovereignty or anything like that. We don't have an army for ourselves. Okay, we make up your army. You know, these places' army make up your armies, right? We don't have our own, right? We don't have our own economy, our own, own industries. We don't have those things. We don't run those things, right? So we're still in the land of our enemies, right? And it's convenient that we're in these lands for them because we build their economies. Like I said, we work for them. We make them stronger. We don't make ourselves stronger. We make them stronger, right? So for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head, right? So a tumult is like a speaking, like a conversation. They've made an agreement, right? Was the Israelites there when they had this agreement? No. So therefore, they conspired against the Israelites. This is conspiring against the Israelites, right? They have taken crafty counsel, secret counsels, sneaky counsels, right? Counsels behind people's backs, and plotting and scheming. That's exactly what Esau does at this very moment in time we're speaking. He's doing it right now, right? They've taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones, right? So this is stuff that wasn't known, but it's been revealed here, right? It's being told, it's being spoken, being written down that this is what's happened, right? They've agreed to come at us and destroy us as a people, as it goes on to say. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, right? Our people are not a nation. We're not united in any type of shape or form. Okay, we've been raised up to be individuals, right? Selfish, uncaring, right? And that's a product of slavery and the harsh lives that we were living, being pitted against each other, man. We just at times Jake can band together, but most of the time we're just fighting against each other, and that's how Esau likes it. It says they have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. And I say Jake can't even get their identity straight. So where's the unity here? We're not even, like I say, we're not even united by a common thing anymore, other than the fact that we've got coloured skin, dark skin, or whatever. That is it, and that's so fucking superficial. It's fucking unreal. Okay, it's so stupid, right? But that's what Esau makes you cling on to. Oh, we're coloured people, dark skinned people, we're black. It's always the most stupidest thing. But what about our culture? What about identity? There's no unity there because there's nothing. We don't promote that as a people. We have different ideas of what the fuck we are because we're confused, right? Esau's fed us a bunch of bullshit, and so we're just confused, and so it's hard for Jake to really believe in anything, to really identify and latch onto anything, man, because he can't trust anything. They don't know shit. They're confused, right? But it's okay because we don't need the whole nation of Israel. We only need the elect, and the elect are going to understand and hear and acknowledge these things, right? They're going to have to find out and realize that at a later date after the destruction. Anyway, he says, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So among our people, it's not. I say we don't identify as Israelites for the most part. That's slowly changing. Thanks to the men of the Lord that are out there on the highways and byways, and His truth getting spread throughout the four corners of the earth. So that's increasing. But as a whole, our people don't identify as that. So the name of Israel and our identity has been cut off from us. Right? Even though Esau knew that. He knew who we are. Right? But he doesn't want you to know that. That's part of being cut off. You're being cut off from your heritage, your identity, all of that. You're just black now. You were slaves, you're black. And yeah, we got you from Africa. That is all you know. That is all you know. Right? But there's a greater story behind all of that. It said that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Okay, they are in agreement. They have come together, gathered, in this agreement to destroy us, to keep us oppressed, to keep us cut off. Right, all these nations involved. And I'm not saying the peon on the street. I don't mean the average Edomite that walk on the street, or the average Elamite, or the average Moabite, or whatever. These guys don't know shit. But these elites of these nations, they do know. The elites of these nations do know. Right, and they keep it under wraps. Right, they are happy to have us at the bottom of every, every status or whatever. The fact that we're at the bottom pleases them, because that means they ain't at the bottom. Nobody wants to be at the bottom. Esau at the very top. We know this. Everyone knows this, right? But as long as you ain't at the bottom, you're doing better than the ones at the bottom, right? And that's where we are. That's where our people are, right? You blacks, you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, right? Just look at South America, man. Our people all fucked up down there, man, in the favelas and shit. Why these conquistadors, these Edomites and these, whatever that came and took that land, man, they're living good. But our people are actually living in favelas, man, living in fucking harsh conditions, struggling from day to day, suffering violence and all kinds of mad shit, prostitution, all kinds of shit that we're suffering, right? In different parts of the world, Jake is suffering different things, depending on the country or whatever. But it's our people at the bottom of all these places, Jake's in the bottom here in the UK. Now things are not as bad as the brothers and sisters down in the South America and whatever. Might not be as a bad situation as that, but nonetheless, we're still at the bottom here in this society. Everybody seems to do better than us because we're purposely being attacked, being targeted. Oh, that's just conspiracy, whatever, man. I'm reading it here, right? I have a reason to believe that, right? Okay, because we don't believe in coincidences. Coincidences don't exist. All right, so there's a reason for it. Okay, but back here, Psalms 83, verse 5. For they have consulted together with one consent; they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, the Ishmaelites of Moab, the Hagarenes, Gebal, Ammon, and Amalek, small hats, right? The Philistines with the entire inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope on the children of Lot Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the book of Kazan. Right, so those of you out there that believe that we should be making amends with these people, with these enemies of ours, because they've had mercy on us, they've been benevolent, and they've took chains of us, and they've allowed us to be with them, and opened their arms to us, and allowed us to work for them, right? And make them money, and whatever, right? This is not how things are going to play out, right? The moral side is not want things to play out like this. This is why there's always going to be this enmity, because that's how it was set up. There was enmity between the serpent seed and the woman's seed, which represents Israel, and Esau, or Edom, ultimately, right? Children of the wicked and the children of the righteous, right? That's how things are going to play out. Our enemies are going to be dealt with, just like we dealt with, as it speaks about the Midianites, right? We're going to deal with these nations when the time comes. When Yahushua returns, these nations are going to get dealt with. Right? We're not going to forgive and forget, because you really destroyed us as a people. Right? So you're going to be destroyed. You're going to be put into slavery. Everything that we've been talking about, bringing out in the scriptures, that's what's going to happen, man, because that's vengeance on justice. Right? Because we've been told here, right? Verse 9, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin and the book of Kazan, and they were destroyed. We destroyed them peoples. Okay? Destroyed them, right? So, which perished at Endor, that became as dung for the earth, right? So these notable battles that are written, okay, when we came up against them, or they came up against us, right? We defeated them, right? And took out their kings and their nobles, as he goes on to say. He says, make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeb, yea, all the princes and Zebah and Zalmunna. I think they were running away. We went after them, found them, and put them to death, man. I remember the story, a little bit, right? Who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. right? Our land has been taken from us. We've been taken. Okay, we're in the hands of all our enemies everywhere in the earth, in the four corners of the earth where we've been scattered. In every nation, we are property of these nations. Right? Like I said, our land's been taken. These small hats have got our land right now. These Edomites, these Amalekites in the land today, and these Palestinians and whatever, right? They're in our land. Okay, they've taken all those things away from us. Again, our identity with that. These Amalekites are taking our identity. Right? It says, "Oh God, make them like a wheel as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storm." Right? Fill their faces with shame that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and put troubled forever. Sorry, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish. Right? So that's what's going to happen. That's how it's going to go down, man. There isn't going to be no forgive and forget on this side of things because the Most High is not with that. And that's what we keep telling you, man. This God that you keep speaking about that comes from the Bible isn't what you think. It's not what you've been led to believe he is. Right? The Lord is a fearful God, man. And the Most High doesn't have a problem with destroying people. Men, women, children, whatever. Right? And the Most High is going to get revenge for his children. That's why Yahushua is being sent with an army. Right? It's not usually army is there for usually for defense, right? A nation has a military for its defense, right? And Yahushua is doing, it's performing a dual role. It's for offense and defense, right? But the first point of call is to deliver the elect. That's defensive, to defend the children of Israel, right? He's not the world's army. The Most High calls himself the God of Israel, right? The God of Israel, right? So the army that's being sent is for the Israelites. All right, and once the elect have been delivered, the defensive has been done, and now they're going to go on the offensive and take the earth because it belongs to Yahushua. Okay, and that kingdom, or the world after that point, is going to become Yahushua's, which is the kingdom of Israel, which is the kingdom of heaven, the eternal kingdom. And everything that we're reading here about what's going to happen to our enemies, that's what's going to happen to them for what they've done. All right. Verse 18 says that men may know that thou, which is you, whose name alone is Yahweh. Okay, because letter J didn't exist, back then. Even only 400 years ago did it exist, right? It didn't exist before that. All right, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, are the Most High over all the earth. All right, so the Most High have declared this. It's not something that we're declaring. You make it seem like, it's us that have this grudge, and no, we do, in a sense. Really, this is the Most High's grudge, right? This is what the Most High has spoken is going to happen to our enemies, and we're just totally on board with it, man. Okay, totally on board with it, man, because that it would be justice. Okay, we accept that, and we acknowledge that wholeheartedly. All right, this is not our message. Okay, this is the message of the Heavenly Father, man. All right. Yeah, let's get into this video today. Spurs. on me on this video today. All right, so I haven't got much left anyway, right? So it's Ecclesiastes chapter 9. Oh, it's lucky, right? Let's see. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 14 says, there was a little city and few men within it, and there came a great king against it and besieged it and built great bulwarks against it. Now there was found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivered the city, yet no man remembered that same poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength, right? And this is the opposing, weapons that we possess, I guess. Call it that, right? Esau has all the power. He has all the influence, the money, the weapons, all of this. He's got all of that. But we have the knowledge. We have this truth. We have this wisdom, right? And albeit people respect power, Okay, people respect all his strength, right? And automatically equate it to come with truth. I don't, you know. But I say we're on different ends of the spectrum. One's carnal, Esau's carnal, right? But we spiritual. Okay, and the spirit is greater than the carnal, right? It says then said I, wisdom is better than strength, right? So this truth, this knowledge is going to overcome those things which are mighty, which I quoted earlier, right? So nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, right? So just because we are who we are, we're just individuals, average individuals. We're no one special, right? Just people in the world, okay, that claim to have this truth, right? We are looked at and despised and not respected, therefore can't have the truth, right? The truth has to come from some powerful entity on the earth, and Esau is that powerful one. And so people trusted in that, right? Even though he's full of shit, right? But like I said, everyone's quick to call us crazy or whatever, man. But when Esau comes out with crazy, not necessarily crazy, but he comes out with things that he can't prove, not facts, conspiracies and stuff like that. People just eat that like it's nothing, you know. But I say if it comes with one of us, it's like, no, they're crazy. Even though we could supply them with certain facts and information, to support that argument, right? Because like I said, there's nothing we can show you for 100% certainty to convince you for 100% certainty that that's what it is. But we have the information there and certain other facts that support that argument, right? So you can take it seriously, just like Esau, in the whole thing. He'd be like, yeah, but Putin's done this and done that in the past, and so they build up information or whatever to say to you, look, man, this is the probability, or this is probably true. It's the same thing, but we get discredited. We don't get accepted for our knowledge, for our wisdom, right? So then said I, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his words are not heard. Okay, majority of people don't want to hear us. We're not credible, right? The words of wise men are heard in quiet more than the cry of him that ruleth among fools. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyeth much good. All right. So we're going to close out with this. This is from Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 1. So then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors, right? Like I said, you discredited us, you downplayed us, called us crazy and whatever, and hateful, whatever, man. All these things, all these slanders, all these accusations, this is well, but like I said, we stand there bold, say these things. You don't say these things and feel ashamed about them. It's just the truth at the end of the day, and eventually you're gonna see this, right? And like I said, you're gonna be in for a great shock because you've overlooked us this whole time, right? So, righteous man shall standing great boldness before the face of such as afflicted him and made no account of his labors. When they see it, so when you see the revealing of all these things that we were speaking about, okay, when the penny drops, right, you're gonna be shocked, and it's gonna make you feel super uncomfortable, man, because you're gonna realize in that moment that these men were right, and everything that they've been saying is gonna fucking happen, man, and it ain't gonna be fucking nice, man. It ain't gonna be nice at all, not for you, not for the people of the earth, So when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. When you see the chariots, when you see the men of the Lord getting beamed up, and you see it's Jake men, you usually been thinking, shit. They said that. They said this was going to happen, And now what the fuck do we do? Answer is nothing. There's nothing you can do now. Okay, you're the fool at the end of it. Okay, you're the one that's going to be made to look like an idiot. And you're going to have to pay the cost, pay the price. Verse 3, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit. When the penny drops, man, that's how they're going to feel. shall say within themselves, this was he who we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach, talking mad shit about us and our people, right? We fools accounting his life madness. Yeah, they're crazy. They're crazy on the streets, wearing long garments, dresses or whatever, right? And then they've been shouting. They've got beards. They've got big rough beards, and yeah, they talk about how they're the Israelites, but they're just black people. They're just black people. How can they be Israelites? The Israelis are white. You know, all this stuff, man. You're gonna be fucking confounded, right? How could they be right? How did they know? Because the truth has been revealed to us, man. Right? The truth is not revealed to everybody. Very small people know the truth, have the truth. That's how we know. Because we didn't believe in Satan. You know, your daddy, you know, Master Esau. You know, it says yeah, we fall to count his life madness and his end to be without honor, right? Because we're just animals, we're beasts. Because look at our people, and you know, to look through the carnal eyes, you'd be right. Because our people are just destroyed and lost, man. It doesn't look like we could even amount to. It doesn't look like we could amount to much as a people. We've got individuals out there that are you know, exalted for playing fucking sports and shit, some fucking entertainment shit. But as a people, yeah, there's nothing to look at to say that, oh yeah, you know, these are going to be a great people one day. It don't look that way to be true, you know. But this isn't even about them. This is about the elect. This isn't about the whole of our nation, because they need to be taken out too, and the Most High is going to do that. Okay, to hard reset them back into their right mind. You know, but this is really about the elect. Okay, but even among the men that are out there, people don't respect us, man. They think we're criminals and extremists and whatever. So they just look at us and just like we're worthless, you know. But we have great worth, right? And it's not based upon men's value. This is the Most High's value, how he values things. Okay, we are the treasure of the Heavenly Father, man. He's peculiar treasure, the apple of the Most High's eye, and that's what these people don't understand. And what the Lord prepared to do for that treasure, man, for the apple of his eye, what he's prepared to do to others, how terrible he's going to be to others. You know, you don't understand that, and you can not until this day comes. You know. Verse 5: How is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot among the saints? Therefore we have erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way. But as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. Right? What if pride profited us? Because it's led you to this moment. With great trouble and great terror is going to come upon you. So you can't say that was profitable. You know, you can't say it was worth it. At the end of the day, man, what's going to happen to you, man? It's not going to be worth it. Right? So, or what good have riches without voting brought us? All those things are passed away like a shadow, gone, disappeared, of little relevance at all, made irrelevant, right? And as a post that hastened by, and as a ship that passes over the waves of the water, which when it is gone by, the trace of cannot be found, neither the pathway of the kill in the waves, or as when a bird hath flown through the air, there is no token of a way to be found, right? But the light air being beaten with the stroke of her wings and parted with the violent noise and motion of them is passed through, and therein afterwards no sign where she went is to be found. All right, so you get the idea. Let me read on actually. So a light is when an arrow is shot at a mark, a part of the air which immediately cometh together again, so that a man cannot know where it went through. Even so, we, in like manner, as soon as we were born, began to draw to our end, and had no sign of virtue to shew, but were consumed in our own wickedness. For the hope of the ungodly is like the dust that is blown away with the wind, like a thin froth that is driven away with the storm, like as the smoke which is dispersed here and there with a tempest, and passeth away as the remnants of a guest that tarrieth but a day. But the righteous live forevermore, right? Their reward is also with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom. So all this back and forth, and that's happening at this moment in time, because we're creating, we're evil, we're crazy, whatever, we're going to be rewarded on a high level, man. And everything that we're going through is going to be worth it. And everything that they've done to to withhold this truth, man, is going to, like I said, it's not going to be profitable. Everything they've done is going to come back up on them, man. It says, therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with his right hand he shall cover them, and with his arm he shall protect them. He shall take to him his jealousy for complete armor, and make the creature of his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. Well, Israel is the Most High's battle axe and weapons of war. So, that's how things are going to go down, man. He shall put on righteousness as a breastplate, and true judgment instead of a helmet. He shall take holiness as an invincible shield. His severe wrath shall he sharpen for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. All right. So, like I said, the Most High is not going to come and deal with these enemy nations favorably. Right? He's not coming to make peace with them. Yahushua, when he comes with the angels, is not coming to make peace. Right? So they then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad from the clouds as from a well-drawn bow. Shall they fly to the mark, and hailstones full of wrath shall be cast out of a stone bow, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the flood shall coolly drown them. Yea, a mighty wind shall stand up against them, and like a storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth, and ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. All right. So yeah, man, that's the end of the lesson, man. Lord, really, it's been edifying. I know this has been a bit long, but like I said, I was just in the spirit, I was getting into it, and yeah, I hope it's been edifying. And I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video. So till next time, I say shalom.